Give me 1 second here, guys, as I get this going. Hey, Jasmina. Awesome. Okay. Just got to sign in again here, so perfect. Hey there, Ivory. There we go. Perfect. All right. Got some people coming in here, so awesome, Bree. Perfect. Perfect. No, Xena, you haven't missed your turn. There's 88. You're here. Perfect. Awesome. There's Ocean Sleeper. Perfect. Okay. All right. I have got to go. People say they have to take a pee. I'm going to give a pee. That's what I'm going to do. Hopefully I'm not buffering now. Hopefully I am not buffering now. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm hoping it's working better, but it might just be a difficult connection night. All right. So, yeah, Ocean Sleeper, sometimes pot can make it worse. For instance, if I get really, really up there, yeah, I think too. I think a lot too. And they're not good thoughts, usually, if I do it. It's anxiety thoughts. No, they're not. Drugs, they don't help, but yeah. There's things that can help, but yeah, pot can definitely make things worse. Sometimes I feel like what pot does is it brings things to the surface to be worked on. I know when I've taken mushrooms, brings things to the surface to work on. I know when I've done ayahuasca, really fun until it brought things to the surface to work on. It's kind of that way. Plant medicines or that kind of stuff, it can do wonders, but it can also be difficult because we face that. They say weed helps anxiety, but all I do is think. Some people it does help anxiety with, some people it doesn't. And sometimes it depends on how much you do, So right now I'm doing, I've got 8/8 reading, and then I'm going to do, Jasmine's reading, and then it's to the free list. So that's what we're doing now. And if you guys stay with me, some of the names probably still won't be here from the beginning, And so there's not as many people on the free list as I have written down here. So, but yeah. Such diplomatic language for describing hell. Yeah, I tend to be a little more diplomatic about it. Yeah, it's Hey, June Flower. Okay. Let me try this here. Or let me do this here. So, June Flower, your number will be 17. Your number 17 in line, but that doesn't mean that there's 17 people in front of you. Some of the people still won't be here. In fact, 2 of the people I can just cross off right now. So now there's only 15 people. Okay. Awesome, Bree. Awesome. I want to make a community that's the people like. So that I love hearing that. No, BP. You're welcome, June Flower. Okay, so 88 says, why was I led to the beach today? Is it okay if I connect with you energetically, 88? I don't feel like the cards can talk about something that specific, in my opinion. I mean, they could, I guess. But I always ask if I can connect with your energy first. Or I don't know. Anyway, I'm doing a psychic reading. Thank you. Thank you, 88. So let's do this then. Give me 1 second here. 88. Okay, so what I'm getting here is I'm getting this feeling of, hey there, Ava Z, yeah, I can put you on the list here. Hold on 1 second. You're number 18, Ava Z, but trust me, when we get to the free list, it moves pretty quick. Okay, so let me go back to here. So I got this for you, 88. The waves can bring a sense of calm and serenity. I feel like you go to the beach or the ocean, more of the beach, but I feel like you go there and it can be a place of contemplation or it can be a place where thoughts can make more sense. I feel like bodies of water, the beach, things like that can be a place where things can make sense. When we're led to a certain location, it can be spirit guiding us to a location. It can be a place that there could actually be a few reasons for it. One of them, it could be a place that we were connected to in a past life. One of them could be just we're drawn there because of the energy. Maybe there's something that we like about the place. A lot of why we're drawn or we're led to certain places deals with the subconscious mind kind of hiding something from us, right? Because we don't know why we do it, we just do. And sometimes it's instinctual, the things that we do. and there's a sense of flow and there's a sense of ease with it, but it happens in a way that kind of feels like it's not us that's doing it. And that's normal. When we're feeling inspired, when we're feeling instinctual, right? You got on the wrong train by accident. That'll do it too. But, I can go with, I don't believe there's any accidents. I think things happen, and then we kind of go with them, right? And you said you were led to the beach. So let me ask you this, 8-8, and I'm kind of turning the question around here. What does the beach signify for you? Can I move this over here? Oh, shit. Jeez. Damn, epiglottis is acting up again. Oh. Hometown is a beach town. So there can be a feeling of nostalgia. A lot of times, in my opinion, there can be reasons why we're led to certain places, but from what I've experienced in this life, there's a lot of times where we just do something because we kind of feel a calling to do it. And it's hard to describe the calling or why we feel it, but it can be a situation of like, this feels comforting or this feels like something I should be doing. And the reason why you feel compelled, it can be numerous, right? But if something's leading you to the beach, generally, I feel like there could be a reason. Maybe it's to think, it's to reflect, or it's to just have a little bit of quiet time if it was a quiet beach, But ultimately, it's not going to be a situation where every time we feel drawn somewhere that there's going to be a grand meaning behind it. I've rarely found that to be the case. Sometimes I'm just drawn somewhere, and sometimes something small happens, and that's it, It doesn't mean it's any less meaningful, but a lot of the time there isn't anything especially great about what we're doing. A lot of psychic premonitions or a lot of pulls into certain directions can be very mundane. Think about this, 8-8. Like 99.9% of our life, we're doing mundane shit. We're doing it all the time. Psychic messages or impressions can be very mundane as well. It's not always this aggrandizing thing. It's not, in fact, it rarely is. It's something where the mundane needs to become a part of the psychic spectrum as well, because that's what humans are doing 99.9% of the time. Mundane, day-to-day stuff, chores, errands, jobs, spending time with family. That's mundane. I mean, it's good. It's good that we have those things. It's good that we have that, but it's mundane stuff. And so, to me, I feel like you were drawn to the beach for reflection, contemplation, tranquility. And I'm seeing like a blanket, yeah. Does that make sense, 8-8? Okay. Good. I'm glad that makes sense. Perfect. So, well, let's see what we can do here. So, Jasmina, are you there? And thank you for being patient, 88. I appreciate that. Awesome, Jasmina. Okay, so let me do this, and let's go like this. Nope. Like this. I need to do this for everybody, but I always forget. Or not everybody, but the paying customer. Okay, so. I mean, okay. All right, I gotta do this again. There we go. Could you write the question again, Jasmina? I'm sorry. I know it's a pain in the ass. But could you write it again for me? You're just doing the one question for the 10? Okay. All right. Hit me with your best shot, Jasmine. Fire away. All right, so we have Pamela GL after you, Jasmina. Thank you, Pamela. Okay. Yeah, thank you again, Pamela, just in case you're tuning in now, because sometimes you have to go to another screen. So you're after Jasmina, Pamela, so thanks again. Okay, yep. All right, so let's do this here. So let's do this. What would make or break his current situation? And if it breaks, when or how long will it take? That almost sounds like a tongue twister, Jasmina, when I read that out loud. And anyway, my brain thinks of weird things. I'm sorry. So let's do this here. Pamela paid, and BP, you're number 10 on the free list, and so Pamela paid for a 2-card reading, so she'll be next after Jasmina. And then it's Ivory, and then it's the free list, as long as nobody else pays. If you guys stay with me, though, I promise you'll get your reading. You just have to stay with me. Chill the air. Okay, so let's do this here. No, Jasmina, I'm giving you a hard time. I'm giving you a hard time. Your English is your English is much better than my Spanish. You know what I mean? At least you can speak 2 languages. I can barely speak 1. So my hat's off to you. At least 2 languages. Maybe you're a polyglot and you got all the languages down. I don't know. Okay, so you said, what would make or break the current situation? So what would make or break the current situation, Jasmina? Here's what I've got, and hopefully it's okay if I connect with your energy as well, but I got the Strength card. You speak Hebrew too. Okay. Yeah, see, so who am I to criticize your English when I can't speak another language? You know what I mean? No worries on that. Okay, I'm not here to judge or here to say you're... No, you are good. You're good. I just assumed your phone was auto-correcting stuff because mine does it too. It's really ducking annoying. Okay, so we have the 3 of Hearts in reverse. Okay. His, not our. Yes, I understand that. I understand it's his situation. I do get that. That's what this is for. So we have you expressed yourself very well. I was giving you a hard time there for a second. We have the 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay. Showing that, okay. So what needs to happen is this. So we have the 7 of Wands and we have the 3 of Swords in reverse. So I'm going to read these 2 first. So the 3 of Swords in reverse and the 7 of Wands, if you look at this card here, Jasmina, you'll see this person's putting their hand up and they're walking backwards, right? Because people have wands and they're saying, no, no, you know, he's saying, no, no, don't come close. But the 3 of Swords in reverse is healing from a situation like this. And then I get these cards here. I get 6 of Wands and Strength card. So there needs to be progression for you to feel safer. And what that means is that the relationship that they're in now can come to an end. But there has to be progress. And if this person, and they sound very chivalrous, they sound very, you know, like they're trying to do things right. If they work with this, it's going to be good. If they stick to their word and they stay true, things are going to be just fine. The 6 of Wands and the Strength card coming up here, those are really good cards to have. The 7 of Wands, though, could be you feeling like, you know, there's not some stability here, and there's not at this point in time. But have they promised you they're going to try to annul the marriage or get a divorce? Like, what's going on with that? I would say, in a way, Jasmina, get them to commit to like a time frame, if you can, or kind of coerce them into it a little bit quicker. You know, don't press on it too much, but there needs to be progress on your point, because otherwise you're going to feel like, good for them or for me? Good for you. Good for you, not for... Sorry, I should have clarified that. Good for you on your end, because this is about their situation in reference to your situation, in a way. So yes, it's good for you. So that's what I'm getting there. Kind of have goals that you guys hit, and they make those. He makes those goals a priority. If he really is serious about having you in his life, he needs to start working through things, and he needs to bring up some difficult conversations with his wife. You know, with this other person. He needs to bring these things up. But it's a situation that is... Yeah, it's a sticky situation any way you look at it. So I'm going to go up here and read this one more time. So let me connect with the energy here. Okay. He's very needy and she's stone cold. That's why he always feels lonely. I can understand that. It sounds like an anxious avoidant attachment style. There's things called the attachment style theory. I think I'm saying that right. You have anxious people, you have avoidant people, and you have secure people. Anxious people are going to be people that can be needy, and they can be very codependent. And avoidant people are going to be people that they're the people you chase after. They're the people that you kind of have to keep chasing over and over again because there's, they pull away. And then there can be a mixture of anxious and avoidant. That's a confusing situation. But anyway, me and him are needy at the same level. That's why we connected. And you do well. Okay, I can understand that. So the primary thing here, Jasmina, is that the one thing that I got psychically was that this person needs to have freedom. That's going to break the connection. But this person needs to know that they can have freedom. It does feel like there's a little bit of hesitancy or fear to bring something up. But I do feel once they have freedom, things can move a lot quicker for them. And then you said to possibly give you a time frame. So let me do this. But freedom's going to be the main thing. Them feeling like they're free is going to help them a lot. Right now, it feels to me like they want to get out of the situation, right? She's cursed him out for asking how was your day? Yeah, that's not good. That's not a good situation. So if that's what we're dealing with here, then I ask him even what he ate for lunch. Right. So you guys are feeling connected. I understand that. And it sounds like for a time he was trying to make it work. If the distance here is, if it's like a dead situation, which we were talking about, then he has to be the one that starts to move things to break him off, or the wife does. Something has to happen. There has to be movement for you, Jasmina. And I would say there needs to be something actively happening fairly quickly with how much you guys talk with each other. There needs to be movement where this person starts to get things rolling. Maybe they get an appointment with a divorce attorney, or maybe they get something moving in those directions. That's the reason why, advice-wise, why I was against it at first, right? Psychically, I felt like there was something else there. And I'm going to go with the psychic because who am I to judge a psychic impression? But the waiting part makes me nervous. That always makes me nervous because it's like, can he take charge is the question I'll ask you, Jasmina. It sounds like he's a very nice guy, but if he's super timid, that could be difficult to get out of a situation with someone who sounds pretty vicious. I'm wondering if he's scared of her in some way. Yeah, so you guys need, Jasmina, here's what I'm going to suggest right here, okay? You guys need to have a talk. You guys definitely need to have a talk. You need to talk about you have a gut feeling from before anything happened that she will change him for someone who makes more money. Okay, so if that's the situation there, okay. When was the last time, Jasmine, when was the last time you talked about a possible relationship with this person in a way that wasn't like, you guys obviously like each other. things are sort of moving in a direction here. So what you wish, but he avoids it at this moment. Okay. Okay. So it does make it difficult. It does make it difficult. He works in the oil fields. Okay. So is that one of the things where it's like 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off? Thank you, Oswald. I'll put you on the list here. You're number 19, but some people will not be here, so your turn will come up even faster. But right now I'm reading Jasmina, as you can tell. And then I'll have Pamela, and then I'll have Ivory. Okay, yeah, so that's what's going on. Okay, so that's going to be a tricky situation. Here's what I'll say. Freedom's going to be the main thing that inspires this person to move forward. Freedom with their choices, freedom with their actions. It does feel to me like he's under her thumb in a way. Maybe it sounds like she's manipulative or she's toxic in a few ways, at least from the description you're giving me here. So I feel in this situation, like I said, you need to set something. Like keep talking to each other, but maybe guide the conversation into something like, what could we possibly do about this? And I understand he just reprimanded you, for the nickname thing. But, and she really doesn't care if he's home or not. No, again, she sounds like an avoidant person with toxic traits, and so she's definitely not going to care. But he has to be seeking an annulment, and he needs to bring it up with her. That's going to be the only thing that's going to make things work. And he has to have the courage and the follow-through to do it. Because, right? Yes, I get that vibe. Like, there has to be something there that he hasn't left yet. Yeah. And so, it's good that he's keeping it as friends and he's not letting it escalate into anything further. That's one of the only reasons why I'm even entertaining this possible idea. I'll say it like this, though. I don't think it's... This is just me talking, okay? This isn't the psychic. This isn't anything else. He left his ex-wife over a traffic ticket. Wait. He left his ex-wife over a traffic ticket? Was it a really big ticket? I mean, geez, was it like a really big fine? What the hell happened? Life before the... Okay. So what I'm feeling here is that there needs to be courage and freedom for this person to make the choice to stand up and to do what they need to do. I feel like if things go, hopefully according to plan, hopefully, maybe in July, there could be some movement in this direction. She hid it from him, so he took it like, if you lie on this, you lie on everything, and up and left. Seems a little severe, but I can sort of see that, I guess. But hey, Jenny G. But this... Oh, okay. This one even cheated on him, so that's why I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Okay, Ashley. Sorry we didn't get to you. But thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. So, Jasmina, you're going to be dealing with someone, like I said, make goals with this person. And I know it can be scary, but if there's going to be a connection, you guys have to, yeah, Cynthia, you'll be number 20. If you're going to make a connection with somebody, you have to understand you're going to be in a waiting position. I feel like July could be where, like I said, movement can happen. I know that's a ways away, but this person really needs to start putting things in priority. If this person cares about you, and it sounds like they do very much, they need to start making steps to be with you. And if that's not happening by July, then I would say move on from that connection until things clear out. That's what I would say. It sounds to me like this person cares about you. They get jealous when you mention other people. You know, it sounds like this person wants to be with you. They know they can't at this time. But this has to be sorted out first, and that's good that they're doing it the way they are. So right now I've just been doing the free read or the paid readings. So it's going to be a second, but I don't think that many people are ahead of you. Because there's only 9 viewers in the room, so I don't think there's going to be that many people on the actual list. Let me take a drink here. Again. Hey, Nadia, how's it going? Okay, so like I said, I'm feeling like July, you guys have to work through what it is you need to work through, and you need to be able to talk to him candidly eventually about the situation. Awesome, Nadia. Glad to hear you're doing good. I'm doing good too. I'm doing good. Try not to have as much coffee. It's a little hard at times, but I'm doing good. Hold on one second here. You feel like when you try to, he runs away. Okay. So here's what I'm going to recommend, Jasmina. Hey, Kayla. Here's what I'm going to recommend. That's why you're not pushing it. All right, Nadia. So let's do this. We'll put you on the Awesome Ocean Sleeper. So you'll be after, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to read the rest for Jasmina, okay? And then I'm going to go to Pamela. And then after that, I can go to Ivory. And then after that, it will be Nadia. And then Kayla, if she has a question. Okay. Yeah, go for it, Ocean. Oh. Okay. And we can do that, Nadia. So let's, you feel like he runs away when you mention it. That's why you're not pushing it. So this is where I'm going to come in here and say this. You don't want them to that kind of behavior, right? You need to be able to speak with this person openly. If they're going to run away when you talk about things, then that's not a good situation to be in, right? I do feel there's a connection here, and I even feel it can be a good connection, Jasmina, I do. But you need to be able to talk about this stuff, because if he can't do this now for you, and talk to you openly about this, then that's not good. There has to be communication. Right. You know he's there, you know he cares. It's my decision to hang on, so I can't be like, he needs to find yeah, okay, he's fine. Okay. Okay, so yeah, what you said, that fits it perfectly, right? And I do feel a connection, Jasmina. I do feel a connection. That's a hell of a poem, Ocean Sleeper. I read it when it was in the background there for a second. That's actually pretty poetic. That's got some it's got some rhythm to it, doesn't it? Ocean Sleeper. I can speak, just right now he can't. And yeah, see, it definitely has that flow to it. Definitely has that flow. Again, Ocean, that's pretty good, honestly. I've always been very bad at poetry. I rhyme things every now and again, but so let me read this from Jasmina. So Jasmina says, I can speak, just right now he can't, and my feeling is like he's saying I don't want to talk because I don't want to break the respect. I don't know if I'm explaining myself. Okay, so I can understand it. Jasmina. I definitely can. But there needs to be progress on your part. And yes, you are the one hanging on. You are the one making that decision. Possibly there could be something in July. But like I've been saying, okay, this is the advice me, this isn't the psychic part. There has to be openness. There has to be room to talk about this. I just don't want you to get led on, right? I don't want that to be something for you. But you did put yourself in a situation that can be hard to deal with. And let's see what happens, Jasmina. It sounds to me like you're going to wait regardless. He knows your side and he kind of tells you without saying. You need him to say, right? This needs to be open communication both ways because Jasmina, I feel like you're someone who will bare your soul, but somebody else needs to bear theirs too. And it sounds to me like you guys talk, there's a relationship here, but there has to be mutual communication. And we don't want to do what I call invest-a-guessing, where we think we know what's going on, but we don't. You know, we need to hear it from him. Hey there, one. How's it going? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Oswald. Okay, so let me do this then. Okay. And thank you very much, Oswald. I appreciate that. Let me do this on here. Well, hello to you. Hello to you, Juan. Hopefully you're doing good too, my friend. Hit that like button. Absolutely. Absolutely, Juan. Thank you for coming in here. Hopefully your channel's doing good. Seems like you're getting more popular, so that's good. That's always a good sign, right? Okay, where was I at? I feel like, and that was good, Ocean Sleeper. That was a good poem. I liked it. So I feel like, Jasmina, the best thing that I can say right here is that I feel like there's going to be a breakup. It feels to me like, yeah, I feel like it could definitely be cheating. It does feel to me like there's going to be something that pushes these guys apart in a really big way. There's going to be something where there's a rift that's caused. It's 10:08 for me, 10:08 p.m. Bree. So it feels to me like, yeah, it feels like cheating, or it feels like there's going to be a massive fight, and yeah. You wrote it from your sadness, the dark place you're trying to get out of. And that's good. That's good, Ocean Sleeper, because you're expressing emotion, written word, writing about it, singing about it, even dancing. Anything that you can do as a creative form of expression is going to help you with expressing yourself, right? That's a really good thing to do. You're okay. You're okay, Ocean. I got what you said. I didn't even read it as being a typo. I understand what you mean. It's good. It's good to express these things. It's always good to express these things. Write them down, get them out of you because it helps. 12:09 a.m. for you. Damn, Bree. Damn. But that's what I'm seeing, Jasmina. You're doing homework, Bree? 12:09 for Ivory as well. Is that a haiku, Ocean Sleeper? Maybe I'm wrong with that. That looks like a haiku, but I'm not good with those either. Started late? Yeah, I did. Well, no. Here's what happened, Juan. I started a little bit earlier. I started at 6:30. I usually start at 6. But I had to stop it and start it again. My connection's been really weird. It's been really iffy, so... But it's been storming out here in Utah, so it's... Yeah, it's kind of that kind of situation. And apparently there's solar flares and there's stuff going on. You don't have class until 1 p.m., so you're good for now. Oh, I miss those days. I miss those days where there wasn't something until 1 p.m. I feel like I'm busy all the time. But that's how it goes, I suppose. Bree, have fun with not having to worry about anything until that. Same for you today. Your live was lagging. Wonder what the hell? Anyway. Yeah, it's been kind of a mess. It's lagging in like a Mercury in retrograde way, but I don't think we have anything coming up like that. Maybe Uranus is in Neptune. I don't know what the hell, but something. Yeah, solar flares, Jasmina was saying. I could see that. Yeah, so that's what I've got for you, Jasmina. Oh. This one's Trixie. She's the newest Mao. Oh boy. Yoshi's gonna swat her butt. He always does. So hopefully that answers the question for you, Jasmina. So right now, June, there's a few people. There's I'd say about 17 names on the list, but awesome. You'll book a private reading tomorrow. Perfect, Jasmina. I look forward to that, and I'll work with you then. And I'm going to go to the next one here. So Pamela, are you there? So you're right. You're going to be right after. You're going to be right after Ivory, who's after Pamela. So I'm reading Pamela right now, and then Ivory's coming up, and then it will be your turn, Oswald. Let's do this here. Hopefully you're there, Pamela. Sorry for the wait. Okay, so you're very welcome, Oswalden. Hey, Mary, how's it going? Go for it, Ocean Sleeper. Okay, so Pamela GL says, but I was 30 seconds behind the live. Okay, I understand that. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, Pamela GL says, what's the reason E seems to have changed the privacy settings of his Facebook photos? Is that related to me at all? We've never been Facebook friends, by the way. Okay, so we can do 2 cards on this and see what we can come up with here. Sad poems can sell, Ocean Sleeper. It's a lot of trial and error with stuff like that, but depending on the market, right? It can absolutely, it can go in that direction, absolutely. People can do anything nowadays. I'm not even kidding. Like, people sell Cheetos on eBay that have certain shapes for like $17 or $20, sometimes more. There's a market for everything. Okay, let's do this here. All right, Pamela, thank you. Let's do this here. What is the reason E seems to have changed the privacy setting of his Facebook photos? Okay. Is the reason related to Pamela about the Facebook photos? The privacy setting. Yes, Patro, I can give you a reading here. You'll be number 21 on the list. There's not 21 people here, though. But thank you for subscribing. I appreciate that. Let me put you on the list here. So you're number 21. It'll be a second before we get to you guys, but when we do, I start moving through the free readings pretty fast. So the Fool card, or I'll show you what cards I got. I got the Fool card right here. And I get the Five of Wands in reverse. Five of Wands is a card that talks about kind of like scattered energy. When it's in reverse, it could be something kind of blocking the flow. It feels to me like it could be because of you, but part of me feels like they're wanting to be more confident. It feels like a confidence thing. I feel like there could be some of it with that, but it's like they feel like if they put themselves in a public setting, like their Facebook photos are out there, that they can increase their confidence. It feels like they're doing it as some kind of like a, what would you call it? Like a confidence exercise, I guess. It's a weird thing to do for a confidence boost, but that's kind of what I'm feeling from this. Yeah, does that make sense to you, Pamela? It feels like there could be some of it to deal with you, but it's also like they just want to put their stuff out there, you know? Oh, we made it more private, not less. Okay. Let me shuffle the cards again here. I was off on that one. Sorry, Pamela. Let me do this again. Completely misunderstood the question. Sorry about that, Pamela. So here's what we'll do, Mary. We'll do one question, $2, one question. We can do two cards, and so we'll do the why can't we get along, right? Because yeah, there's like three questions there. Why can't we get along? Is there a third party, and who? And so that for $2, I'm not going to do three questions. I can do one question, but I'm not going to do a who question because that works with psychic ability. So I can do why can't you get along? And I could do the question, is there a third party? But I'm not going to do both. So choose one of those. And we can go from there. Oh. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Krabs. Let me put your name down here. Okay. Am I getting any feelings? Right now I'm not, but I'm not really opening up the connection. Okay, why can't you get along? All right, Mary. So you'll be up after. So here's how it'll go. We have Ivory after Pamela. And then after Pamela, we'll have Oswald. And then after Oswald, we'll have Mary. And yeah, so let me write this down. Give me 1 second here. So we have this here. So we have Pamela, then we have Ivory. Okay, then we have Oswald. Then we have Mary. And then we have Mr. Krabs. Then we have Nadia after that. Oh. You're very welcome. Okay. All right. Just making sure that was going. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. What can we find out for Pamela GL? Why did he make his photos more private, not less? Was it because of Pamela? Okay, so I get these two cards, Pamela. We get the Five of Swords. And then we get the Two of Swords, right? Okay, Five of Swords, Two of Swords. Okay, so if I see Five of Swords and Two of Swords, this person's making a decision here, and I don't feel like it's because of you necessarily. It feels like this person could be going through a more difficult time. If I see the Five of Cups, it's a difficult situation. It's like a hard emotional situation, or maybe this person's doing that. Hello there, Alumni Universe. But yeah. I don't feel like it's because of you. It feels like to me this person's working through some mental issues, because when I get the Two of Swords here, it's their kind of way of dealing with things. So just the opposite of kind of what I was saying earlier, right? Because I misunderstood the question. Because this person is going through something, they're going to withdraw. Maybe they'll even not delete their Facebook, but they might even get off of Facebook for a while, because you can stop your account for a minute. I've done that a few times, and generally speaking, people do this kind of stuff because they're going through something, right? And Alumni Universe, if you can like and subscribe for me, I can put you on the free reading list here, if you wouldn't mind. Okay. So it doesn't feel like it's... This one doesn't feel like it's because of you, just withdrawing in general. Awesome, Alumni. Stay with me here. We're going to get to the free readings here in a second. I'm doing some paid ones here for a bit, and then when I start the free list, I'll let you know when it's your turn, but stay with me, guys, because we're approaching crunch time. Anyone that's on the list now will get a reading. But there will be no more free readings for anybody else. But if you're on the list right now, you will get a reading. So let's do this here. There we go. All right. So, again, Alumni Universe, you're the last person I added on the list. Okay, anyone that's on the list, you do get a reading. Don't worry about it. If you stay with me, I promise you're going to get a reading before the end of the night. Do I get any feelings about it? Other than someone who feels like they need to protect themselves, I really don't. I see like a clam closing up, like a clam really closing up, and so to me it doesn't feel like it feels like there's insecurities here. It feels like there's a vulnerability, and this person's trying to shore up their weaknesses, is what I'm feeling. Yeah, so that would be the feeling that I get. It feels insecure. It feels vulnerable. Maybe they're even going through. Not yet, BP. It's been a lot of. Been a lot of paid readings, which is good. That's what supports the channel. But we are going to get to the free list eventually here, so. Again, guys, I do appreciate your patience. I know I take forever sometimes. I know that. But please understand why I do. There's people that need help, and there's people that are having certain situations. I know other people need it too. I can only do so much, and I try to spend time with you guys. So, yeah. All right, I'm going to go on to the next one here. I don't think so. I don't think it's related to you, Pamela. It doesn't feel like it is. It feels like, yeah, it doesn't feel like it's you. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go to the next one here. So, Ivory, what's your question? Not related to me or hiding something. There could be hiding something if someone does that. They're feeling vulnerable. If they do that on their profile, it could be hiding something. I mean, yeah, you're welcome, Pamela. Okay, so let's do this here. So hopefully you're there, Ivory. Awesome. Okay, so let's do 2 cards for Ivory. And then Oswald, hopefully you're there for a question. Let me do this. Thanks for waiting, Ivory. Let's see what we can find here. So, will Sagittarius partner propose in 6 months? He keeps on giving you hints. Okay, let's look here. Will they propose in 6 months? Let's do a couple more shuffles here. Okay. Give me one more second here. So I get these cards here, Ivory. I get Knight of Wands in reverse, and then I get the 3 of Wands, and I'll say what those mean here in a second. And then underneath the Knight of Wands in reverse, I get the Storm Warning card. And then underneath the 3 of Wands in reverse, or the 3 of Wands upright, I get Walking Away in reverse. So basically what I feel from this is it doesn't feel like 6 months, maybe 9 months, maybe 10 months. I feel like they're wanting to do something, but maybe they're just waiting for the right opportunity, because as I'm looking at this, it doesn't feel 6 months. At least the energy that I'm picking up right now, it feels longer, like maybe 50% longer, 9 months, right? And but that's what I'm seeing for you. So you might have to wait a little bit longer. I feel like they're going to be waiting for more of a timing, right? More of a perfect time, or more time for things to work through. But I do get a sense that there could be something in 9 months, right? Hopefully it's sooner, though. I want it to be sooner for you. Just give it some time. I mean, that's all you can do anyway. And don't rush the process. Let it be an organic thing, and see what happens, right? Because if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, kind of a thing. So does that make sense to you, Ivory? And then I'm going to go here and do Oswald. What was your question? I'm going to do this here. Awesome. Awesome, Ivory. And again, thank you for being patient. Okay, perfect. All right, Oswald, hopefully you're still there. I'll give him just a second. There we go. There they go. Okay, so wait 1 second, Oswald. I'm going to go to the bathroom again really quick. Been drinking tons of water. Not that you need to know that, but there you go. So I'll be right back. Hold on. No, I'm here. I'm here. Okay. Yeah, don't worry, guys. Oh. Thank you, Chantel. Yeah, check out the merch, guys, if you want to. So let's do Oswald's reading here. So My specific person, EDA, told me he wanted to meet for lunch a week ago, but ghosted. He did the next day post in his Insta story a video of us dancing together that was 7 months old. Since then, he's posted pictures with quotes from a movie I've told him to watch, and a Snapchat to friends with hearts, because he knows I no longer follow him on Insta, and I'd see it. We are still in no contact. What does EDA truly feel about us in a romantic future? All right. What does EDA feel about you? All right, what does EDA feel about you? So let's do, like you said, 4 cards. Let's do that. I mean, obviously. But I'm gonna shuffle this deck, the Energy Oracle deck I've got, and then I have this deck right here. So I'm doing that. No, Ava, you haven't missed your turn. We're still going through the paid readings here. Okay. So I'm just gonna put these face down. And then we'll look at them basically together, Oswald. Let's do it here. Do one more shuffle. See what we can come up with. Okay. Okay, so what are his true feelings for you? And then, like I said, I'll show you these cards here in a second. So we have these 2 cards here. We have 7 of coins, and then we have first chakra, Archangel Michael. Okay. And I'll explain this here in just a second. I'm just going to show you the cards right now. Then we have 6 of cups in reverse, and we have 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel in reverse, which to me is saying a connection that was once there is no longer there, which is what you demonstrated, is what you were talking about. 6 of Cups can be a card of like reminiscing, childhood, it can be those kinds of things, but it's like reminiscing about something. 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel in reverse, can be where we're silenced or, like you said, no contact. And so it's kind of like this, you're watching through a window kind of situation. What I do get is this, though. So I see the 7 of coins. I see the 7 of coins, and I see first chakra, Archangel Michael. Okay, these 2 cards right here, these are going to be a situation where it does feel like to me there's a connection, but right now there's no movement to go forward. I would honestly say the person's true intentions at this point, because I don't like to advise people to wait for something, right? It feels like there is a connection, but I would not say like wait for this connection, wait for them to reach out to you. I would say do your thing, Oswald. Do whatever it is that you want to do. Live your life. And if this person's meant to be, because I do still feel there's a connection, then it will, it'll happen. But if it's not meant to be, there's not a lot we can do. The first chakra, Archangel Michael, can be a card that's more about like lust. It can be a card that's about sex, that kind of stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it can be something that's more focused on that kind of relationship. But when I see the first chakra next to this, yes, there's a connection. This person has feelings for you, but I also feel like it's a lot more complicated, right? So the romantic future to me at this point doesn't feel like something to, wait around for. It feels to me like if you have something else that you're wanting to do, I would say do that. Because as long as we're focused on this reality with this person that we're not even with at this point in time, we could miss possible opportunities to connect with somebody else. And I would not put my life on hold for anybody. So I'm just throwing that out there. Does that make sense? Hey, Florencia. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. But does that make sense to you, Oswald? That's the part that's... Give me 1 second here. Part of it makes me think it could be something where this person could be trying to he's told you he wants kids with you. Is that true? I usually only do the one question for the 5, but here's what I'll do. So we'll look into the reason why this person is doing this. Part of it feels to me like to make envy or to do something like that. Oh, thank you, Florencia. That's very sweet. I appreciate that, my friend. Hopefully you're having a good day today. But let's see why this person is doing this. Part of me feels like because they know you're watching, they do this. And because they know that you're kind of there in the background in some way, shape, or form, it seems to me like they're trying to say something, but then there's still no contact. It could be kind of like mind games a little bit, because that doesn't seem like something a person would do in a relationship. It seems kind of underhanded and sneaky and weird, you know? That's what I'm feeling from it, but yeah, let's see here. If he didn't have feelings for me, I would feel he could show up and it would be okay with us, but he couldn't show for lunch. Right. So I feel like this person, if I can say it right now, commitment issues, okay? Especially with the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel in reverse. To me, it feels like it's stifled. The connection feels stifled. I feel like you would want to talk and see things through or talk about something. I'm not getting that from this person. It feels like there's a blockage in that connection, but it's on their end. And if it's on their end, there's nothing you can really do. The card I drew was the Knight of Coins. In this situation, though, I'm feeling like it's a very, very slow-moving, if moving at all, kind of relationship. Yes, there's a connection, but it doesn't feel like there's a strong enough connection for things to rekindle again. I would honestly say, and this is easier said than done, but if you can stop looking at their social media, that's going to help you. I would feel, because it feels to me like there's some manipulation going on with this person. And it feels like they know what they're doing, right? It doesn't feel like, oh, it's a happy accident. So I would walk away from the situation at this point until you understand that this person can come up to you and talk with you and straighten things out. Because right now, you're in a situation where we're doing what's called investigating, where we're an investigator, but we guess. And an investigator never gets very far. Okay, he was the one who was insistent to have lunch, and I was the one who was hesitant. Right. See, it doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? You're wanting to move forward, or you're wanting to, do your own thing. You were hesitant. You were like, okay, whatever. Eventually you caved in. And then he was the one that didn't show. There's commitment stuff here. Like, and did they message you as to the reason why they didn't show up, or did they just not show up and they never messaged you? Hey there, Asha Kamari. Or Kamari. Hopefully I said it right. Okay, so the main thing I'm getting, it feels like this person doesn't know what they want. I mean, obviously, it seems that way to me. It seems like this person doesn't know what they want, and so they're confused. They're bouncing back and forth. If there is a third party, if there even is, then insisting that you have lunch with them and then doing all this, that to me seems like, again, that's manipulative. If you're believing there's a third party but they want to go to lunch with you but then they cancel it, or yeah, I would walk away from that. I would totally walk away from that because that's not fair to you. And it, you keep looking at the profile, you keep doing that stuff. I'd say block him like completely, because right now they're not playing with you. Yes, you can, Mr. Krabs. We can do four cards for each question, so you could do that. But that's what I'm seeing here. There you go. You don't need to be a participant in someone who's a mess. You're high value and staying there. Awesome, Oswald. That's what I want to hear. Because that's absolutely true. This person's playing games, and that's not fair to you because you didn't sign up to play the game, right? So I would definitely say move on from that situation because it's going to be a time waster. All right, Mary. So Oswald, did that help answer your question? Hopefully that helps somewhat. So Oswald and Mary, hold on one second. I'll just say this as the last thing, and then I'm going to focus on Mary's question. Regardless if he, quote unquote, loved you or not, okay, I want you to still, in each relationship you get in, to be vulnerable and to do your best to do that. In relationships, show up with vulnerability because that's going to help you. When we've healed the parts that are hurting inside of us and we focus on healing trauma, then we start to get better and we can understand who is for us and who isn't for us. But a lot of times we attract the wrong kind of people. And to me, it sounds like this person doesn't understand the concept of love, not the way you do. But because you're a good person, you see the good in other people, right? And I feel like we can be naive and we can give people the benefit of the doubt. But at the end of the day, we need to start doing work on ourselves so that we don't attract these kinds of people in our life. Because the love that you're talking about, I don't feel was ever there. But obviously, you, like you said, you're high value. Yeah, very high value. So I would definitely say, do you, right? Okay, so Mary, let me do this here. Let me go back up. Okay, so Mary, you said, why can't you get along? So let me look at that. Why can't Mary get along here? Right. Thank you for posting it again, Mary. I appreciate that. Makes it a little easier. Okay, why can't Mary, this person, get along? Okay, so these are the two cards I get. We get appreciation and we get the sun in reverse. These two cards coming up right here when I look at these. So, appreciation. The reason why things aren't working out is because there's not any appreciation. I feel like in a relationship, in order for trust and things to grow, there has to be appreciation, there has to be respect. And a lot of times when fights build up and there's no resolution to those kinds of fights, what can happen is there can be resentments on both parties, and it makes it so that over time a relationship can degrade because you guys have not resolved things that have happened in the past. And a lot of men will not let women help to resolve the situation, right? And then there's resentments that build up. But the man, a lot of times, is the one that's blocking emotional contribution in any way because they're afraid to be vulnerable. They're afraid to be emotional in any way. And a lot of men don't even have the capability to get in touch with their own emotions. And so you're wanting someone to talk with you and to be vulnerable with you, but they don't even know how to do that with themselves. So that's going to be a difficult situation. So why don't you get along? A lack of trust and appreciation. Not just on your part, because I can understand you're suspicious because of the third party question. But it's not just on your part, it's their part too, right? That this person's doing what they're doing. And I mean, it's not your part anyway. It's not on you, Mary, in this situation. It's someone who doesn't know how to communicate, doesn't know how to talk with you. They're expecting you to pick up the slack. They're probably expecting you to drag things out of them, and it's probably a fight. It's probably a fight to get anything out of them, but also the unresolved issues make it so it's going to be a difficult situation. And if you're not feeling like you guys don't get along and you're not feeling appreciated, waiting for things to get better, you're just going to be waiting your life away. I know that sounds harsh, but in this situation here, it doesn't feel to me like it's going to get better. And when you come on here, it always seems like you're wanting something, you're wanting some resolution, but there needs to be marriage counseling, there needs to be something going on where you two can have a third party, some arbitrator, I think that's the word. There needs to be someone who can look at the situation without bias and who can help you guys sort out your issues, because at this point in time, it feels like you're trying to do stuff, but, you know, there's only so much you can do. Hey, Kayla. So he has to be willing to reach out too. I would honestly say, let's do marriage counseling, or let's look at getting a divorce, because that's not fair to you. And maybe I'm being harsh when I say that, but you shouldn't hate each other in a relationship, or, not get along with each other in a relationship. I understand fights and squabbles, but talking about things, communicating openly, that has to be a core tenet of any good relationship. Without that, trust is lost, appreciation is lost, kindness is gone. And neither one of you will be able to meet the emotional needs of the other one, because one of you will feel gypped because you felt ignored by the other one, and it'll keep going back and forth, and then it'll be like, well, you don't get to cry because 3 months ago I didn't get to cry. If that's even something that can happen with emotional expression with this guy. But yeah, that's kind of an earful, Mary, but hopefully that makes sense. And how are you doing tonight, Kayla? Oh. Awesome. She's not a new member. She's been a member for a while. How will your day be tomorrow? But Mary, does that help answer that question? I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Just focusing on getting the water out of my mustache. You're welcome, Mary. I wish you the best in that situation. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to do let's do Kayla's reading here, and then I'll do, okay, let's do it this way. Let's do 2 cards. How will tomorrow be for Kayla? How will tomorrow be for Kayla? How will tomorrow be for Kayla? And Mr. Krabs, I'm going to offer you something here. Are you able to stay up a little bit later? Like, are you okay staying in the room here and... Yeah, there's Nadia. Perfect. I don't know why it says has become a member. It's like... Okay. Member for 2 months, member for 3 months. Awesome. I love that. With your green texts. But Mr. Krabs, are you okay with waiting a minute here? Because if I can go to the free list and go through that super quick, I can spend much more time. And you're welcome, Mary. I can spend a lot more time with you. So if you want to do it that way, because you'll probably be my last paid reading for the night. All right, I'm just going to do this here really quick. So let me do Kayla's reading. All right, how will tomorrow be for Kayla? So I'll do Kayla's reading and then I'll do Nadia's reading here. So let's do that. Kayla's reading and then Nadia's reading. Okay. I guess so, Chantel. How will tomorrow be for Kayla? Okay, so we get these cards right here. So we have these ones, Kayla. We have the Hierophant in reverse, and we have Strength card in reverse. So what this could mean is, well, give me 1 second. Okay, so Mr. Krabs, would you be okay? Would you be okay if I did some of the free readings here, got them out of the way, and I could spend some extra time on your questions? I know you said you have 2. I'm feeling like I can do your reading and then call it good for the night. Like you would be my last reading, but then you would also get the most attention because you paid. It's up to you if you'd want to do that. Can you stay up for a little bit longer here? I don't know if time exists where you are, but it does where I am, so awesome. Oh yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Okay. All right, so we have these, the Hierophant, Kayla, and then we have the Strength card in reverse. Both of those cards are in reverse. Hierophant in reverse is doing things in an untraditional way, right? And when we do things in an untraditional way, all right, awesome. Awesome, okay, perfect. So basically, we could be doing something untraditional tomorrow, or we could be changing up how we do things. Awesome. The Strength card in reverse, though, could be, I feel like wanting to go back to old ways of thinking or old ways of being. I feel like tomorrow could be a day that could be challenging because it feels like maybe we have something that we would normally do, and maybe we're trying to get away from whatever that thing is. So it could be like working through an addiction, or it could be like maybe trying to spend more quiet time with ourselves. But there could be something where it could be more difficult for us to stay on the path that we're on. It could be a day where we could have an emotional release, which is really good to have. Definitely the Strength card in reverse, it doesn't mean you're weak. It just means to me like we may be having a day that feels like it's a little bit harder, and there might be falling back on vices. But I feel like you're strong enough that you understand where your emotions are coming from, and it'll be something you can get through. It doesn't feel like it's going to be a particularly rough day, but it feels like maybe a few little things will add up into something that's annoying. So it doesn't feel like it's going to be this earth-shattering thing, but it's going to be a test from the universe to see how far you've come on your journey, and I feel like you can pass that. So both of these being in reverse doesn't mean anything. You can change the outcome, but it's up to you to see it for what it is and understand that the universe tests us to see where we're at, and then it gives us different lessons when we pass those tests, right? So hopefully that makes sense, Kayla. You think I know how to drink water? Oh, man. You're very welcome, Kayla. You're very welcome. And thank you for stopping by the channel. Thank you for supporting the channel by being a member. Oh. Okay, so, Nadia. You're wondering about your Scorpio, is that correct? Or Scorpio? So right now, Nadia is the last person, and then we go to the free list. But the free list isn't actually that big, and a lot of those people that are on the free list aren't going to be here, so just stay tuned, June. You're number 17 on the list, but a lot of people aren't going to be here when I start doing the roll call. So Nadia, are you there? You were wondering about Scorpio, was that correct? Thank you, June. I know it takes a minute sometimes, but it's been a night, you know. So I appreciate your patience. True. Okay, so let's see that. What will be the outcome of the message that Nadia sent? Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right, Nadia. Perfect. Give me just a second here. So I get these cards here, Nadia, and some movement this week, maybe. Let's look here, Nadia. So we have Eight of Swords. We have Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. Then we have the Ten of Swords, also in reverse. That's not a bad card if it's in reverse, necessarily. Bad being in quotations because it's perception. Anyway, then we have Angel of Strength underneath the Ten of Swords in reverse, and then we have the World card in reverse. So, if I'm looking at this, Nadia, and I am hoping that you come on here and you tell me there was a message. What I get from this, though, is it feels like there could be some difficulties. Hopefully they do respond, and hopefully what I'm seeing here is just like it's going to take them a little while to respond. But I'm either going to say it's going to take them a while to respond or they won't respond, right? And I'm hoping I am wrong. I don't want to be right. You seem like such a sweet, lovely person, but I'm going to tell you the cards that I see. The World in reverse, okay, with the Strength card underneath the Ten of Swords in reverse, is telling me that things might not move forward and that there might be a break in the communication. Just because maybe some people don't understand where you're coming from, and they don't understand who you are as a person. I feel like you're a lovely and sweet person, but other people can be more mental. They can be more like they think a lot. They do things with their mind a lot, but they're not like emotional people, you know? And that's kind of what I'm feeling with this energy. It's very non-emotional. But yeah, I'm hoping I'm wrong though, Nadia. Hopefully there is movement this week. Hopefully things work out. But what I'm seeing in the cards, I'm just going to be honest. And it's that. So I'm sorry about that. I wish it was... Yeah, I hate giving bad news. It's kind of my least favorite thing. But hopefully you come on here and you say I was wrong. I would love that. Does what I say make sense, Nadia? I mean, you don't have to agree with it necessarily, but hopefully that kind of answers that question for you. Cards have been, yeah, a lot of people are going through difficult times right now, so the cards are also showing us obstacles that can be in our path. Something else about your love situation. What are we? Maybe you're typing right now, Nadia. But what else about the love situation? Hey there, Marie. Yeah, maybe, yeah, I don't understand, Nadia. Maybe you're typing right now, so. Nothing's still happening in April about your love situation. Right now, Marie, if you paid, you would be the next one up. So I'm reading Nadia right now. You'd be the very next one up if you wanted to do that. Nothing's still happening in April about your love situation. Let's see. Will you still be single for a long time? If Nadia, can I be frank and honest with you? Just for a minute. Just so we can do this here. Because I want to be straight with you, and I want to talk with you about this in a way that I feel can be beneficial. But you let me know if you want to hear what I have to say. I know you don't know what I'm going to say, but if I can be real with you for a second. Let me do this here. Let me shuffle these. And maybe refresh your screen too, Nadia, just in case you're behind. Okay. So, will anything happen in the love situation in April? Nadia, I get 5 of Wands in reverse here. I don't feel like there's going to be any movement in April, but again, I feel like you keep setting your sights on men that are unavailable emotionally, and then when things don't work out, you protect yourself from being hurt, but you're going to end up not being in any relationship until you work through things, because it just feels to me like you're picking people that are emotionally unavailable, and then when it doesn't work out, you can just say, well, I tried, but you need to find people that are interested in you. It feels like you pine over other people, but you need to find people that are interested in you instead of it just being one-sided, if that makes sense. Awesome, Marie. Thank you. Okay, so you said, Marie, if I decided to do my counseling service at Journeys, will it be an offer, or will it be, let's see, will it an offer? Okay, hold on. And thank you, Marie, for the donation. Okay. All right, Nadia. Sorry if it sounds harsh, if it sounds abrupt. You're welcome, Nadia. You're very welcome. Have a good one, okay? All right, let's do this here. I'll be on, Nadia, I'll be on Friday. So I'll see you on Friday, okay? If you want to come on there. Okay, so you said it was an offer I got today as they need Spanish speakers and I'm bilingual. Awesome. Awesome. I know yesterday I mentioned the other agency, Naru's, and wanted to see which one to go for. Yes, I remember Naruto Academy. I do remember that. Let's see, though. Okay, Nadia, perfect. I'm glad you understand. Thank you too, Nadia. Very appreciated, okay? Okay, so if you decide to do your counseling service at Journeys, let's look here. So let's do this. Let's do 2 cards here, focusing on. All right, here's what I'll do for you, Marie. Let's do 2 cards each on the question. So you're wondering if you should go with Naru's or if you should go with Journey. Am I right? You're wondering which one to go for. It sounds like that's exactly what you're wondering. So I can do 2 cards for Naru's, and then I can do 2 cards for Journey. And then I can look at, will you be able to manage school and work? So we could do it that way. And that one would be more of a psychic interpretation. So I wouldn't necessarily do cards for that one unless I can't get anything, and then I would do cards. If it's okay if I connect with your energy. Okay, all right. So the top, well, you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing. Basically, I'm going to lay 4 cards down in front of me, and it's going to be in a 1, 2, 3, 4 format. So it's going to be 2 cards on top, 2 cards below. And the ones on top are going to be the first agency that you mentioned. That's going to be the Naru's agency. And the one on the bottom is going to be the Journey agency. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Let's do it here. So, should you go with Naru's, which is 1 and 2 on the cards, or should you go with Journey, which is 3 and 4 down here? So 1 and 2, here's the Naru's cards we got here. Judgment in reverse and Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay. Those 2 cards right there, I don't know. Does Naru's feel more intimidating for some reason? Maybe Journey feels like the easier choice. This right here seems interesting because it's like both of these are in reverse, and it could be that with Naru's there's more apprehension, possibly. At least that's what I'm getting here. Judgment in reverse and Ace of Wands in reverse is kind of like wanting to do something, but maybe we need to get more, gusto, more get up and go, so to speak. Hopefully that's making sense with what I'm saying, Marie. I can look at the Journey agency here and see, but let's look. Apprehension is like hesitation, or it's like being scared to do something. It's holding yourself back, not giving it your all because there can be fear. Maybe there's something like maybe we're too much in our head and we have a hard time doing things. We get kind of caught up, It can be a situation where we overthink. Apprehension can be kind of like that, but it's essentially hesitation. So like not doing the thing or not wanting to do the thing because it could be difficult. Unsure works too. At your interview, they did make it seem hard. Yeah, I can understand that. So the next one, the Journey agency, I had 2 of Swords and 10 of Swords in reverse here. Okay, so Two of Swords and then Ten of Swords in reverse for the Journey agency. I'm going to say this. I feel like it's going to be more difficult, but I feel like working at the Nehru's agency is going to be better for you. It does feel to me like you're going to need to build up confidence. You're going to need to build up your self-esteem to be able to do it. But it seems to me like if you can be successful in this environment, and I feel like you're very capable to do that, you will be challenged, you will be pushed, but that needs to happen for you to grow. So I would honestly say I would go with the Nehru's place, even though again it can seem difficult, but that seems to me to be a good option because it's going to be challenging, but it's going to help you. I feel like to understand how the world kind of works, how it operates, and what people you can be dealing with. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. The other option, we have the Two of Swords, okay, and that's two choices, mentally two choices, like which way are we going to go? But then we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. No, Garam, right when I'm done with Marie's reading, we're going to go to the free list, though. And you may be the next one up, Garam. It depends on who's here, but stay here, because you might be the very next one up after the reading for Marie that I'm doing right now. So yeah, I'm seeing the Nehru's agency would be the best choice. And could you manage school and work? I feel like you could, Marie. I feel like you could handle school and work, but I'm seeing someone that's like juggling. And so it's going to take time and it's going to take effort to try and figure out a schedule where you can do everything. But I feel like once you get it down, that's going to be good. What does Journey have that's not a good choice? Let me see here. Journey to me, it feels like the easier choice, and it feels like the way they do things at Journey feels a little more lax. It feels like there's not as much of a structure with Journey. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. So I feel like Journey, it feels like it's a good place, but it feels like there's not as much structure. And I feel like as a kind of learning environment, it doesn't feel as conducive to learning, to growing. It doesn't mean either one of these choices I feel like could work, but the one feels like a better choice at this point in time than a ruse agency. But the other one could work for you, but there's going to be challenges either way. The Journey agency is going to be more of a mental thing, right? So that's what I'm seeing there. How long do you think you'll be gone, Ava? Like 10 minutes? We're getting right up to crunch time here, and not just with my cracking neck. Hopefully that makes sense, Marie, because that's what I'm getting there. So I feel like if you learned from Nehru's, the first place you were talking about, that's going to give you the experience. A lot of people are ahead of you, but I don't know if those people are here. Which one is going to be mentally hard? Journeys, you said? Yes. Mental difficulties, because we have the Ten of Swords and we have the in reverse, and then we have the Two of Swords. It feels like to me, I feel like it would be a better choice and it would look better on your kind of resume situation, if I'm understanding it correctly. If you worked at Naru's versus this place, even though I feel like either place would be good, you would have things you would learn, but it feels like it would be more mentally difficult about that. Yeah, so Ava, you could be coming up here in 5 minutes, or it could be 15, but I feel like it's going to be fairly quick. Once I start hitting the free list, it's one question, one card, so that's kind of what we're going to do. Does that help answer the question for you, though, Marie? Okay. All right, Ava, go get something to eat. If Marie's going to do another question here, it could be a second, so. Okay, that's a good question, Ava. That is a very good question. Yeah, go get something to eat, okay? Because I'm going to be a second longer here. But yeah, so all right. Can you touch more about my love life? Like, there's an Asian guy in my neighborhood, and I like to know if he's interested in me. I don't have the initiative. Okay. Is this Asian guy interested in Marie? Let's look here. Okay, is this Asian guy interested in Marie here? Well, let's look here, Marie. Are they interested in you? Let me shuffle these cards here. Okay, so I get these cards here, Marie. I get third chakra Archangel Shamuel. This one is in reverse. Okay, I'll say what that means here in a second. I'm going to get the Chariot card right here. This is quick moving energy. The third chakra Archangel Shamuel in reverse can be maybe, like you were saying, you don't have the initiative. So there could be kind of a lack of a connection here just because the initiative is lacking. And I understand we can be shy, we can have that. But I get this as well. I get woman holding a heart in reverse. Okay. And then I get Seven of Wands right here. All right, and I'm going to say it like this, just so you can be aware of what I'm about to say, because when I'm talking about this, it sounds like there's not enough of a connection for there to be like, are they interested or are they not? I would honestly say, if you can, try and strike up a conversation or look at them. I know you say you don't have the initiative, but that's going to be the only way we can see what's going on in this situation here. There could possibly be an interest, but you have to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to try, and it gets easier over time to just talk to somebody or to just look at somebody. And if this person looks at you and their body language is open, or there's a lot of ways to tell if someone likes you besides, coming on here, right? But that's what I'm thinking here, is that there's not enough of a connection to say anything. It feels like there possibly could be a connection if you reach out and you try and talk to this person, but at this point in time, there has to be something. There has to be something there that's tangible for me to be able to pick up on it in some way, right? So I don't feel there's any interest right now. Doesn't mean there can't be any interest, though. It just means, maybe this person's oblivious, maybe they're maybe their head's up their ass, but that's something that I could see here. So I hope that makes sense. I just don't want, I don't want you to think this is a no. Okay, you've seen him look at you, so that's good. The next step is, possibly walking by and saying hi. That's all you'd have to do. Or something like that. Kind of see how someone reacts when we do that, right? I didn't even read it as well. I read it as well, so I hear you. I got you on that. But yeah, main thing is we have to put ourselves out there. We have to. In some way, shape, or form. Either that or break into his house and install a bunch of spy cameras and just watch him from afar. Either one of those options works, and one of them won't put you in jail, but the other one will. Hey there, Eat, Pray, Love. How's it going? Okay. You find it difficult because you hardly see him. Well, then that's going to be kind of hard to make a connection then, isn't it? If something happens organically with this connection, Marie, go for it. Try something here. But if it's not happening, maybe focus your sights on someone else. Sometimes we focus on men that are unattainable. You hardly see them. You're kind of fixated on them in a way. Find people that would be available, right? Right, you do feel scared to get rejected. Hey there, Pinky Witch, or Pinky Witchy 50. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Scared of rejection. That's a normal fear. That's, Yes, I've got 3 of them. 3 cats. It's a lot of cats. I'm 1 away from getting a free cat. So, I get my scorecard punched every time I get a cat, so 1 away and I get that free cat. Hey there, Mikey Stero. How's it going? Thank you for coming on here, my friend. Hopefully you are doing well. But yeah. How do you know when men are available? They'll let you know. Men will let you know. Men are going to be more, usually speaking, men are going to be more upfront, and they're going to be, whoever's on the free list, I'm going to do your reading, but if you did not get a number, I'm not going to do your reading. You'll have to come on Friday. So whoever's on the list, you guys are safe, but no more free readings at this point in time. Okay. So how do you know when men are available? Like I said, they'll make it known, and they'll kind of go out of their way. Yeah, they'll say they are, that as well. You'll know when someone's interested because men just go for it, right? Puppy and a chicken kind of girl. It takes all kinds, right? Pinky Witch, it takes all kinds. I'm scared of centipedes, and sometimes my knees hurt. I forgot what we were doing. Yeah, centipedes are freaky though. So hopefully, Marie, that makes sense. Like, they'll let you know that they're available. Body language is also a good factor. Look on YouTube for signs of body language when someone likes you. They're gonna look at you. They're gonna stare. You know, they're gonna go out of their way if they're talking to you to try and touch you on the shoulder, or do anything with touching or kind of contact. That's a good sign. If they're sitting in a chair with you, like if you two are sitting in a chair and it's like a swivel chair and that person has turned their body towards yours and their legs are open, generally that's a sign that there's like openness, or there's something like they're open to receiving something. There can be a lot. There can be a lot of signs, but ultimately you will know when a man likes you because they'll just be like, damn. Right. You've been through so many bad experiences where they just want sex. And that, unfortunately, most men they're boneheaded, I suppose. If I was a woman, I'd be attracted to women because at least they're gentle. Men are not that way. I don't know why I said that, but there you go. So look for these key signs, Marie, and you'll know if someone's going to be a good match for you. It's going to take trial and error, but hear me out on this, okay? So you get to talking to the lucky fella, right? And as you're talking to this strapping young gentleman, right? What you can do is this. You can see if the person lets you speak when you're talking. If they talk over you, you know that they don't respect you. You know they don't respect your opinion. If they ask you a question and they wait for you to respond and they wait until you're done talking for them to start talking, and the conversation goes back and forth, it goes like they're talking about something and then you're talking about something, but they're asking your opinion on things, that's when you know that they could be a keeper. If they can talk with you, if they can be there with you, that's when you know that could be a good situation. But like I said, if they're talking over you, if they're making you feel less than, if they're trying to manipulate you like the sex thing, or if it's like, and I'll say this until my face turns blue, you never owe a man anything. I don't care if they paid for a 5-course meal. You don't owe them shit. And you probably know what I'm talking about with that. But basically, try to find people that are open and reciprocative with you, right? Because you want someone who's emotionally open. And the way you find people like that is you kind of have to put yourself out there. And there's different situations where you can find men like that, but primarily you're going to want to stick to kind people that treat you with respect, dignity, and you feel appreciation from them, or you feel a sense of like, this person wants to hear what I have to say. This person asked me how my day was and they didn't talk over me. I can't stress that enough. Men that talk over women, okay, they're disrespecting in that sense. If someone's talking over you, it's not okay. You get to have a voice, you get to speak. It's not a man's world anymore. All right? I mean, it never really was. Only through manipulation and lying and patriarchy bullshit was it a man's world, but my God, people are starting to see through it now, so that's good. Okay. Pinched my finger. Hopefully that helps, Marie. I'm going to go to the free list here and see who we have. It is a joke. It is. I agree with that. Awesome, Marie. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so let's go to the free list here. First one on the free list is going to be, I'll say this, TNSC or Cat Leo. Are you there? TNSC or Cat Leo. I'm calling 3 people at once. TNSC Cat Leo. Are you guys there? Alrighty, there we go. Oh, there's SC. Okay. What's your question, SC? So we already whittled the list down tremendously. So guys, stay with me. All right. You're probably writing your question right now. I'm just getting ahead of the curve here. Curve. Curve. I'll just combine them. I don't care. Head of the curve. Ugh. It is June. We're doing the free list. Okay, so SC, from what I understand here. All right, how do I get over my sexual hangups? Do I have to go the route of past life investigation or just dive in hoe phase style? I have never heard anyone refer to it as hoe phase style. Make sure to go to the farmer's market and get yourself some hoe milk before you do that. Some good stuff. Anyway, no. Sexual hangups are going to be difficult because what you're describing here, SC, if you dive in hoe phase style, you could put yourself in an even more in even more of a situation where the hangups are kind of prevalent, right? So we want to do something where we work through these hangups. There's a lot of if we have intimacy issues, we have to work with being vulnerable with ourselves, and we have to kind of go with that. Past life investigation can help, but generally there's stuff from this life that we haven't done either. A lot of times what can happen, and I just had this kind of pop in here, people will think it's past life, it's past life. And okay, there could be something there, but a lot of times I feel like people use the past life kind of excuse as a way for it to be even further away and easier to deal with. But it's right at your front door. It's right there. We just need to focus on why you have sexual hangups? You know, have you been with partners that treated you unfairly? You know, we need to work through those issues. No, for real, it's that thing where I recognize so many barriers, but like I wouldn't have issues if I felt safe. I'm a team player. Okay. Right, if you felt safe. So you need to work on being in settings where you can feel vulnerable and comfortable. And that starts with honestly, that's going to start with you. It has to. It has to start with you. Hold on. There we go. But the sexual hang-up things, I mean, give me a second here and let me see. Only thing I'm getting is that a sexual hang-up would be a dildo on a coat rack. Because it's a sexual thing that you hang up. That's a horrible joke, I'm so sorry. Give me a second, SC. Let me see what I can do here for 1 second. I said it, SC. I just thought it was funny. Okay, SC, so are you afraid of, just so I can do this here, and hopefully these questions aren't, well, you asked kind of a personal question, so hopefully me asking these questions can kind of make sense. Are you worried that it's going to be painful? Is there ever that, have you ever been in an intimate situation where it was hurting and the person didn't stop? Was that ever an issue? Are you worried it's not a gentle process? Okay, that's another thing. All right. That place, the guy broke my heart. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. So that would be, yeah, that would be where the fear resides. So when that happened, it was hitting on probably a past trauma, right? It's really painful. Okay. All right, so that's going to be something where, so your definition, the whole phase style, right? And I'm assuming that was a joke. I don't have a sense of humor, so it's hard for me to understand jokes. But I will say that if we're worried about it being painful, we need to possibly find someone who can help us in that area, but not be someone who's kind of barbaric, because men tend to get their viewpoints from porn. And that's not going to be a helpful viewpoint, because in porn, people are made out of like elastic, you know, for some reason. The women, the men, everyone's just kind of whatever. They're stretchy. And that's not how it actually works. You don't go fast and hard and hope for the best, right? Woman's not having a good time in that situation. In fact, it's pretty damn horrible. So you need to find someone you can trust. Like you said, if you felt safe, that would be one thing. So the only way that you can work through the sexual hangups is to find someone who can meet you halfway, who can talk with you and reassure you that that's going to be something that you can do. But that's going to be the only way that I can think of. Going into it in a way that we would just be having sex, I don't see you as someone who just does that. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I see you as someone who wants to develop more of a connection with somebody first. And I feel like the right person, if they came along, they would make you feel safe, they would make you feel secure, and they would make it so that you didn't feel like you were in any danger. But it takes time. Okay, that's the other nuance. I approach sex like a fumigator, but I fantasize about it being barbaric. only the Vikings were around. They could help you out with that. But we have to be here now. So let's focus on this. You said, okay, help me out here. You approach sex like a fumigator, meaning carefully, gently, wearing a mask. Okay. From what I can understand, SC, the best thing for you in this situation is for you to develop a connection with somebody that you can trust and to work through these issues in a way that you can feel assured. It's going to be something that's going to be kind of difficult because you have to be vulnerable in that process, but it's going to be something that a partner could help you explore, but it has to be someone who's gentle and it has to be someone who can show you that. Yeah, with 5 feet distance. Wow. Very frigid-like. The only thing I can think of is a really big penguin. But seriously, I see it. It has to be done in a way where you find somebody, get to know them, make sure it's a safe environment, because if you want to get over those hangups, a relationship, I feel like, would be the way to do it. Just going out and having random sex, you know, but like, I'm not a frigid person. I don't get that from USC, but it's very anti-me. And there's part of sex where it's kind of in the shadow. A lot of the fantasies that we have are going to be things that we feel like are out of the norm. It's going to be kinks, it's going to be other things that are going on. And there's a lot of shame in society for wanting to do these things, but really it's a place where you can explore your sexual desires, usually in safety and in peace, but there's going to be part of the shadow that lies in our sexual desires. And it's okay for you to have whatever interests you want, as long as you're not hurting yourself or other people, or if you're into hurting yourself or other people and they're into it too, that's okay as well. But communication has to be key, and having sex, being intimate, that's absolutely normal. And there's all sorts of different things that people do, but it needs to quit being stigmatized, right? But part of it lies in the shadow. Part of it's like, I know I shouldn't do this, or I know I shouldn't think this, but I'm thinking it. And it grows stronger and stronger because we don't look at the shadow head on. And so there can be shame around how we feel or what we like. And that can make it so it's difficult for us to have sex as well, is because we're scared to be vulnerable and tell someone how we would like to be, treated. And that can make it very difficult for us. So, does that make sense, SC? Okay. Just don't feel ashamed with what you like, with what you find attractive or sexy. Make that something that's an afterthought, because when you find someone that really respects you and appreciates you for who you are, they're not going to care about that. Or they will care about it in a way that's appropriate. They're not going to treat it like it's this weird thing or anything like that. See a card? Sure. What card can come out with SC for this situation to help them? What message do they need to hear? Okay. Angel of Strength in reverse. This card's been coming up a lot in reverse. And so you don't want what's holding you back to just be plain old insecurity. Then think of it as something exotic, like a rare jungle disease. No, listen, if it is insecurity, that's okay. You want to be empowered by it. Awesome. That's amazing. And this card here speaks of empowerment, right? When it's in reverse, though, there can be a sense of having other people see that you're vulnerable can be something that's hard for you to do. I get the fact that I feel like you're pretty open and you're pretty receptive. But when I see this, the Angel of Strength in reverse, the only thing we can do is kind of go through this. We need to, I feel like, have a more positive relationship, a more positive connection. And then even insecurities can kind of start to disappear or dissipate because you're working with a partner. You're working together to discover things about your sexuality with each other. That can be something that can be really good, but there has to be more of a positive connection there. And a lot of it does come down to insecurity. A lot of it comes down to shame, guilt. There can be a bunch of different reasons why certain things are difficult for us. Where other people can lose themselves entirely in the act, other people have a hard time, right? And that's something that I feel like it's more common than people would think, but nobody's talking about it in a way that's open or receptive. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there, SC. Because Angel of Strength in reverse is showing that we need to be more, you do need to feel safe, you do need to feel secure, and then you can explore that. But until that happens, it's just going to be that kind of situation. And I'm not a sex therapist, right? So what I'm saying may not be the right way to go about this, but hopefully what I'm saying makes sense and doesn't, it doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt to talk about this, but yeah. Okay. All right, I'm going to go to the next reading here. Again, hopefully I see, and there can be books on it too. I would honestly recommend reading a book if you can, because this kind of stuff, it goes a little bit deeper than, a 10-minute conversation with me. It goes into a place where there can be stuff in our psyche, there can be subconscious things holding us back, and that might be, and past life investigation is good too, if you feel like that's something you can do, but that's what I'm getting there. I am going to start offering past life readings on my website, so if you guys are interested in that, let me know, but yeah. I hear you, SC. And you can totally turn it up. You can turn the reversal right side up, upside down, inside out, outside in. There's a bunch of options is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to go to the next person here. Okay. I need to study the psychology behind it some more. Yes, you do, SC. It's fascinating when you look into this. I wish I could give you a reference. I can think of a person, but I don't know their name. You're very welcome, SC. Okay, so, Garam, are you there? All right, awesome. All right, SC. I see where you're going with that one. You're done. You got it out of your system. Garam, are you there? Okay, let's do this. X Xena, Lone Siege, JP, or Jeremy Yates? X Xena, Lone Siege, BP, or Jeremy Yates? Okay. All right. I always feel weird saying this one. Baby Girl, Kid Lily, Joni Anderson, or Mika Mystery? Baby Girl, Kid Lily, Joni Anderson, or Mika Mystery? All right, June, you're the next one up. So what was your question, June? June Flower. Awesome, there we go, June. Is this a relationship question? Okay, what will happen with Troy? What will happen with Troy? Okay. What will happen with the relationship with Troy and June? So June, this is what I get here. Hopefully it's not correct, but I get this one here. I get appreciation in reverse. So I'm hoping that there's appreciation from Troy, or there's something here where you guys can work things out. If there's a fight or if there's anything going on here, I'm not sure. But if I see appreciation in reverse, it could be someone who, maybe someone who doesn't understand where you're coming from, or someone that's kind of difficult to talk with, maybe someone who's more emotionally closed off. Appreciation in reverse is a card that makes me feel kind of isolated, I guess would be the word I would use. Or the word, word I would use. I was going to say words, but isolated's one word. But that's what I'm feeling there. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but that's... Yeah, we haven't been getting along. Okay. So, appreciation in reverse, it might be... possibly it might be time to move along. You know, you're an adult, I assume. I actually have no idea if anyone's an adult on here. It scares the shit out of me, really. But if I see appreciation in reverse, to me, that is someone that they are not getting you, right? And you shouldn't have to translate yourself or water yourself down so that someone can understand where you're coming from. I would say focus on finding that light within you, and I feel like you can attract someone that would be in a better situation with you, because and something tells me you're wanting to get along, right? You're wanting things to work out, but it has to be up to the other person to work things through as well. Right, you're in your 30s. I am too. I am 32. So I get it. I understand. You wake up with a different sort of back pain every other day. I understand that so well, right? Sometimes you just want to put a blanket in the dryer and wrap yourself up in it and just feel the warmth of yeah, I get it. I get it. I need to have a warm blanket right now. That would be nice. But that's what I'm feeling here. June, and so find somebody who appreciates you where you're at instead of someone who because a lot of times we'll get in relationships and the people that we get in relationships with will be they'll fall in love with the potentiality of us, but not necessarily us as we are now. And that can make it so that relationships can be difficult because we want to fall in love with where the person is at now and then inspire them and continue them to grow on their journey. And if that's not happening, if there's stagnation in that way, then in my opinion, it's time to move on, because I feel like you would want to work things out. You would want to do something, but it has to be up to them. So, yeah. Hopefully that makes sense, June. Thank you for being patient, by the way. I appreciate that immensely. So let's do this. Ava Z, are you there? Okay. All right, Cynthia, Patro, or Alumni Universe. Cynthia, Patro, or Alumni Universe. Cynthia, Patro, or Alumni Universe. Okay. All right, so Mr. Krabs, are you still there? I hope you're still there. And again, thank you for being patient. I'm going to do this here. So, Mr. Krabs, I hope you're there. Let's do this here. Awesome, there you are. What are your questions, my friend? It's your turn. Doing your nails. Me too. And face. All right. You're good. Take your time. Don't get soap all over your phone. And moisturizing. I understand. Women go through, I'll say, anywhere from 45-minute to 3-hour routine before bed. I just brush my teeth and pass out wherever I am. So men are different that way. Should take better care of myself. I'm thinking that's where I'm coming from there. Okay. Let me do this one here. Nope. All right, so, and we'll do this one. Okay. You're wondering if anyone is attracted to you at work sexually and who they are. That's the first question. Okay, so let's see what we can find for you, Mr. Krabs. Hopefully you'll eventually be Dr. Krabs soon. All right, Ava, I'm doing Mr. Krabs reading, and then it'll be your turn. So you'll be the last reading of the night, Ava. So, let's see. A sheet mask is really good for your skin. Dermatologist proven. I know they're good for your skin. I get it. My, but is my skin good for a sheet mask? You know what I mean? Like, what does the sheet mask get for nutrition? They just get used and abused. My routine, I use CeraVe moisturizing nighttime cream. CeraVe, yeah, CeraVe. Sounds like I'm speaking French, right? C'est la vie, or is that? C'est la vie is French, right? So, is anyone sexually attracted to Mr. Krabs at work? We're talking SpongeBob, we're talking Squidward, possibly maybe Sandy Cheeks or Plankton. But let's see. Let me do this here. We love a self-care king. I'll let you know when I find one. You guys need that, and if I can provide that for you, I'll go find one. No, for me, it's I've been busy lately, and so it's hard for me to keep up with everything. Okay, so Angel of Balance, right here. The Tower card. Action in reverse. And the Devil card in reverse. Okay. These two things right here, I view it like this. I do feel like someone is sexually attracted to you, but this person feels either shy or insecure. Something's making me feel like, so Devil can be a Capricorn, okay? We all know that. But, so we have the Devil in reverse, which is God, right? No, I'll be serious. Devil in reverse can be something where we could be looking at a Capricorn, but they could be someone who's got, maybe they're kind of unique, they're kind of strange. When I see it in reverse, it's like, yeah. I get a sense of shyness with this person. I feel like they're taller than you. Okay, that really narrows it down. Let's see. Let me see what I can get here on the handy dandy notebook here. So is it okay if I connect with you psychically, Mr. Krabs? No, Cambria, it's not too late. Thank you for the donation. You'll be right up after Mr. Krabs because you just have the one question, and then we'll do Ava's reading last. So thank you for the donation. You're good. You are good. But we're doing Mr. Krabs reading here. So what I'm feeling here is it feels like one, but maybe there's more. Just give me a second here. The first thing that I'm seeing is it's like I'm from this person's perspective, and I'm looking down, and I'm wearing shorts, like gray shorts, maybe khaki shorts or something. But it feels like there's that kind of feeling of like wearing shorts a lot. Maybe even when it's cold outside, if it gets cold where you're at. Maybe you live in a volcano, so I'm not sure. But it does feel like someone who wears shorts or someone who could be more like sporty or jockish-ish, you know, not really, but it's like, let me see here. I had a name too, but I don't know if it would resonate. I don't know if it was just a random name, but it was like the name Steven or Steve, or like an S name. But again, with the names, I'm still learning. But that was kind of what I was getting. Hey there, Jam. Thank you for the nice request. I'm not doing any more free readings at the moment, so I'll be on Friday though at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Let me see what else I can get here. You don't know. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. What about, because I could have that be a random kind of, let's call it an AOL, which is called like an analytic overlay. They use it in remote viewing. It can just be noise from the mind. Does someone wearing shorts make sense? Let's take Steven out of the equation. Steven doesn't belong there. Let's kick his ass. He's gone. The shorts thing, do you feel like there's something there? Because I can dive more into that if you feel like there's something there. Yes, I can definitely pick up more than that. I was just wondering if it made sense so far. Okay. Give me a second, let me see. I feel like, so I was seeing sunglasses as well, and then I was seeing someone who maybe they're in a hurry a lot of the time, or maybe they're late to work a lot. Because it's like I was trying to understand what they were wearing, and it kind of zoomed in on a hanger swinging after they've like already taken it off to me, which is like they're hurrying, they're trying to do something. That's kind of what I'm getting there. It's like a hurrying kind of mentality. So it could be someone who has really bad time management skills, or someone who just, I mean, that's kind of something that I'm getting here. And so far, it's just the one person. I'm not necessarily feeling anyone else, but it doesn't mean that there isn't anyone else. This is like the most prevalent for me, though, that I'm going into here. But they could be more like type, what would you call it, type A personality, where it's like they want to get things done, but there's a part of them has bad time management, or maybe they're late a lot. I'm not sure, but there was a hurry mentality with this person. I feel like they have a good sense of humor, but they can be serious at times, right? So they're not always joking, but they do tend to joke, at least somewhat. It feels like there's a good sense of humor with this person. Very much kind of, but I feel like they know when to be serious to an extent. There can be a feeling of kind of like an immature attitude, but it's not horrible. I feel like it's fairly advanced for a dude. That means a lot. Give me a second here. Sounds kind of like yourself. Well, put this, Mr. Krabs, put it in your back pocket, okay? Sometimes when we do these readings, it doesn't resonate in the moment, but you can have a moment where you're working and something will come through and you'll be like, oh, that's what he meant, right? So I'll try to get some more descriptors here. I feel like they could be younger than you, which could definitely not be yourself. So that limits you out of the equation for yourself, unless you're younger than yourself. Teach me how. Um, it's either feeling like an S name or an H name, but it's like I'm hearing the name. It's almost like Harley or Hurley. Hurley sounds like one of the seven dwarfs, though, doesn't it? You're Sleepy, Bashful, Hurley, and Crema or something. I can't remember their names. And if this isn't really resonating now, like I'm saying, give it a little bit of time. I'm getting things. I know I'm making connections here, but maybe the person hasn't started working yet, or maybe it's not something you're thinking of right now, right? And this person I feel like can be, so like I said, S or an H. But this person could be someone who is I guess more aggressive after going after what, because I said it felt shy at first. It feels like they're strange. Okay, here's what I feel. I feel like there's one person there that's shy, and they're more standoffish, they're more distant, but they mask it well. They don't mask it as shyness, they mask it as just kind of being quiet. And then there's another person who has more of a sense of humor, and that person is also the same one that feels like they're more kind of outgoing, they're more not charismatic per se, but they have a way about them. But I got more of an aggressiveness with them, not in like a violent way, nothing like violence, but more of an aggressiveness, like they go after what they want. I feel like this person would talk with you, the other person wouldn't, if that makes sense. It's kind of like one person is in the background, the other person's right there in the foreground. So that's kind of what I'm getting there. Wish I get more. The more I try to tune in, I just keep getting H. H. I'll try and see if I can get another name here. Best I can do is like initials, right? Or so HSA, right? They could have these letters in their name, like maybe their first name, last name. More than likely, though, the HSA feels to me like it's the first letter of their first name. Like H is either the first letter, S is either the first letter, or A is the first letter. And so there could possibly be 3 people, but it feels to me like if we're talking about like personality traits that I'm trying to pick up on here, do you work with I'm just gonna say it, right? Do you work with like lunky meathead types, or do you work with people that have a little bit more intelligence? I'm just curious here. Maybe I'm wrong in what I'm getting, but it's like hard for me to tune into the energy. So I'm curious if we're in an intelligent environment, or if we're in an environment that's like could be frat boy central. You know what I mean? And when you came, everyone loosened up. Okay. So maybe the stuck upness is what I'm feeling here, because it's like it's very aloof energy. That's good they loosened up. That's a really good thing. I'm still going to say about 3 people. The more I try to tune into the energy, it just feels like it's the same information over and over again. But it does feel like there's interest. It does feel like there's more than one person. I would say 2 or 3, but mostly 2. That's kind of what I'm feeling, is it's mostly 2. I wish I could be more specific, but I got initials. Okay. Okay, you'll keep an eye out and think. Perfect. What does Jake feel about you? Was wondering for the second question. All right, let's do that one. That's going to be a little more straightforward for me. Oh. There they are. All right. What does Jake feel about you? That's good, though. It's good, Mr. Krabs. If you're spiritual, just don't fall into the toxic spirituality. Oh, man. That's a bad road to go down. You don't seem like that kind of person, though, that like flaunts how spiritual they are and does that. Yeah, Cambria, you're next. I'm working on the last question here for Mr. Krabs, and then it will be your turn. How does Jake feel about Mr. Krabs here? So I get these cards here. So we get anxiety right here. Then we get temperance in reverse. Then we get the garden in the gate. And then we get the strength card. Okay? I feel like, if I can be completely honest here, and I will because I don't know how to not be, here's where I'm going to come from. The anxiety and the temperance in reverse, that feels like your energy. Someone who's thinking a lot, someone who second guesses. The garden and the gate and the strength card makes me feel like, and you're working on becoming more balanced, you're working on becoming more whole, I guess would be the word here. I feel like you're someone who looks into self-improvement a lot, or you try to understand yourself better, and you're someone who knows yourself pretty well, right? And you probably know that you can get anxious and that you can get nervous. But I do feel with Jake, the garden and the gate and the strength card, it feels to me like they're looking at you as a possible option. But maybe Jake's looking elsewhere too, right? Maybe that's what I'm seeing. Thank you, Florencia. The only reason I'm saying maybe they're looking elsewhere as well is because the garden and the gate, the girl here, she's looking out at something else here. She's kind of like, she's in this beautiful garden, but she's looking out over there. So it does feel to me like there's a connection, but it also feels to me like maybe Jake seems more aloof, or maybe they play hard to get. I'm not sure with this Jake person. How would you describe Jake, Mr. Krabs? Give me 3 words to describe Jake. Sensitive, down to earth, stubborn, fun. Okay. So, and then as soon as you said that, I heard hangout. So, I think they're thinking of you as an option. I do. It feels like something's holding them back, though, in the way that, like, did they get out of a relationship recently, or did something happen? Because it feels like there's hesitancy on Jake's part. I'm curious why there would be hesitancy. He's an ex. Ah, okay. That would be why I'm feeling the hesitancy. In a way, and that would be why I'm feeling the connection. And that would be why the anxiety's there and the temperance is in reverse. So how do they feel about you? There's definitely a connection there, right? As I was saying earlier, there's a connection. Have you been in contact with Jake? I sound like a clinical doctor, you know, like I'm like, have you been in contact with Jake in the last 14 days? Hey, Booze Life, how's it going? Yes, Cambria, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays are the days that I'm going to be on. You're wondering how they feel about you and the connection after all is said and done. Still a connection, and I still feel like they think about you. So, hey there, Booze Life. The free readings are closed, and I'm going to close the paid readings too. So, I'll be on again on Friday, though. I have one other person to read that's a paid reading, and then one other free reading, and then I'm going to be going here. But it still feels like to me there's something here. There's a connection. I do feel like they still think about you. But I could understand if there was, like, you're thinking of the connection. You're not thinking of getting back together, but I feel like you did the right thing, because the anxiety and temperance in reverse is like this person couldn't be what you needed at the time. And so I think it was wise for you to step away. I do feel like they still have feelings for you, though. You're welcome, Booze Life. Thank you for coming on here. I appreciate it. Friday, Tuesday, and Monday. I don't know why I said them backwards, but 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is when I'm live. And then I stay live for a while, so. Hopefully that kind of helps you with that question when all was said and done. Yeah, I still feel like they think about you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Mr. Krabs. Thank you so much for coming on here And appreciate the donations. You've been helping the channel. Super appreciate it, actually. And I'm going to go to Cambria now. What was your question, Cambria? Why are you so confused between LaMarcus and Jordan? Let me look here. And then Ava Z, you're going to be up next. Are you there? Just going to do this really quick. Not really quick. I'm going to do this and get you an answer. Cambria, let me see what we can get for you. And thanks again for the donation, Cambria. I do appreciate it. Why are you so confused about LaMarcus and Jordan? So, Cambria, does one treat you better than the other one here? I'm seeing these two cards here. Why are you so confused? I get these. I get Victory in reverse, and I get the Garden and the Gate in reverse. And this, to me, is focusing more on the fact that I feel like the reason why you're confused is you don't know what you want. Maybe one has qualities that the other one lacks, or vice versa, you know what I mean? But there can be a sense here like maybe you're feeling like you're put into a box and you have to make a choice between two people, right? And that could be something there. Hey there, K Con. Jordan treated you better than LaMarcus. Okay. There might be something here, Cambria, where I think you would need to. Okay, so K-Con, I'll do your reading after Cambria. I don't think Ava Z is here anymore, so I'll do your reading after Cambria, who I'm reading now. So hopefully your internet stays on. But it feels to me, Cambria, I'm wondering if you're wanting maybe another option, because you said Jordan treated you better, but it feels to me like maybe, like, do you have to make a choice between these two, right? If I see Victory in reverse and the Garden and the Gate in reverse, I'm wondering what's going on here. It feels to me like either option seems like it could be kind of difficult to deal with, but the confusion could be stemming from, again, not knowing what we want, or maybe goals, or maybe not knowing where we need to go or where to turn. So it could just be that we don't know ourselves, or it could be that we don't trust ourselves to make the right decision. That could be another thing. But that's kind of what I'm feeling there. I feel generally that I really mean this when I say it. Follow your heart. The person that treats you the best, the person that treats you with the most respect, if they respect you, appreciate you, treat you with kindness and gentleness, go with the one that does that, right? And if you're attracted to them, all that stuff. But if that's not the case for either of these guys, just saying, I don't know for sure, but then go with neither of them. Sometimes that's an option too, and probably not what people want to hear, but yeah, you know, how do they treat you? You said one treats you better than the other. That's great, but I want to know if when they treat you better, they're actually treating you better and you're not settling for less, like table scraps when you could have a 4-course meal kind of situation. And just so I have it so I can get to it next, I'm still with Cambria here for a minute. But K Con, can you post your question? You think neither would be the best option? Okay. Good. So we settled on that. That's what I was feeling. It just didn't feel like either one seemed to resonate. And you get to be the one that decides where to go with that. And I remember one of them was your child's father. I couldn't remember if it was LaMarcus or Jordan. But now I remember. But hopefully that helped answer your question, Cambria. Okay, so your name is Masood, is that right? Her name, Soha. Will she come back in my life on contact situation? Will they come back in your life? I'm going to do this really quick. Will they come back in your life? Will they come back in your life? Mashud? I'll just call you Khan. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I'll just call you Khan. Okay. Will she come back in your life in a contact situation? Let's see. Hey there, May. I'll be live again on Friday. I'm closed up shop right now, so... but Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I will be live again. Okay, Ava. All right. Let's see what we got here. K-Con, I get anxiety right here, this card. So I'm not feeling like they're going to be coming back in a contact situation. Probably not what you wanted to hear, but I see what the cards, tell me. So at this point in time, the way the energy is, it feels like they're not going to be coming back. So sorry about that, but that's what I get there. And Ava Z, what was your question again? Can you post it? I'm sorry if you have to post it again. Last reading of the night. Ava Z, what do we got for you? Or what's your question? You're probably typing it down. You're welcome, K-Con. I wish you the best, my friend. Okay, there we go. My BF ghosted me and posted a pic of him with his new girlfriend. I guess we are over. I was wondering what's the good thing that's coming in really soon. Any area is fine. Okay, you could use some good news. Ava, with how I've been reading lately, I'll see what I can do, but the cards tell you what the cards tell you. You just never know. No, I see it. I see it. Okay, so what's some good news here? What's going on, Ignite Transformations? What are you wondering about? All right, Ava. Oh, I should probably take that down too. Here's what I'll say, Ignite. I'm sorry you've been feeling spiritually blocked. I've been on for almost 7 hours now, and I'm getting ready to call it good for the night. But if you want to like and subscribe, I'm going to be on Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. But, okay, hence why you asked about the new relationship the other day. But, yeah. But I can help you with that question, Ignite Transformation. I can help you with that on Friday. Just because it seems like it's an important question to you, but it's not dire circumstances. That's why I was wondering. Sometimes we get people that are really in a place, you know? So. I'm sorry about that, Ashley. I really am. Like I said, almost 7 hours here. So I will be on Friday, okay? So what news is coming for Ava Z? Okay, so Ava Z, I get this card here. This one is woman holding a coin in reverse. And when I see this card here, it could be that there's, Ashley, there's a solar flare. There's activity with the sun acting up, and it could be that things are just going quiet for a while, you know? Abilities, when it comes to psychic abilities, spiritual abilities, they fluctuate in waves, and they don't progress step by step. They generally are there. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're working really well. Sometimes they're a little less. But you go back and forth when you're developing spiritually. And sometimes the abilities kind of cocoon themselves to transform into something stronger in the future. So woman holding a coin in reverse. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Is going to be, to me, Ava, that we're focusing on hopefully some better finances coming in soon. Hopefully this card is saying something like there will be better finances. But it could be you've been going through a difficult time, and hopefully that's going to be coming to an end in the financial part here. Yeah, if that person ghosted you and they did that shit, get rid of them, right? They're no use to you anyway. That's bullshit. A real person talks to you, man, woman, it doesn't matter. That's how it goes. So I would say, yeah, be expecting hopefully some new financial situations, or maybe even an investment opportunity to possibly come your way. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So does that help you, Ava? Okay, awesome. Okay, well, hopefully also Ignite Transformations, hopefully that kind of helped answer your question. What I just said there, do not, okay, do not try to force your abilities if they're not working. You know how it works. When we channel, when we're getting information, we have to remain calm and we have to learn to let go. So it could be that there's stress in your life and it's harder for you to get into that state of mind where you can channel. That could absolutely be something. But it could also be that we're going through these different situations here. And I want that for you too, Ava. I really do. But we have to learn to let go even deeper sometimes. A lot of times spirit can help us to a certain extent, and then they take off the training wheels and we have to learn to go into a deeper state. But generally speaking, that's kind of what we're looking into. So hopefully that helps give you some insight. Ashley. Alrighty, I've got my got 2 classes tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to focus on doing that. I'll try to get to bed at a good time. That can be difficult for me though. But again, Ashley, hopefully that helped, and Florencia or whoever else is still there, I'm wishing you guys all the best. I appreciate you guys coming in here, watching, and appreciate the donations you gave to the channel. Helps to keep me going. And I will see you guys on Friday, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Stay tuned, everybody. Take